Hello, bienvenidos, welcome back to my channel. As you guys can see from the title, today I am doing my very first update of my Pan That Face palette. This was the only, and I would say honestly, the only project pan that did not get affected from me being sick in January. So I have very exciting update for you guys. I am so excited. I did not expect to be where I am today. So it makes me very happy to update you guys. So if that's something that interests you, stay tuned. But first, if you're new, welcome. My name's Alejandra. I go by Alex. I'm an eyeshadow enthusiast with a Dash Project Pan. If that's something you want to continue to see on your feeds, join us and subscribe. And now let's get on with this update. Okie dokie, you guys. So we're going to start out with our very first palette that I chose for the year of 2022. This is the Too Faced Love Flush palette. I'm going to show you a photo of the before and after, obviously. But before I get to that, I want to explain to you guys, I wanted to at least do some damage on the last two blushes that were right over here. This palette was used already, so there wasn't much left in here with a lot of these shades. And you guys, I'm sure I'm sharing you guys right now the photo so you guys can clearly see that I am shocked that I completely finished these two blushes off. My goodness. Now, let me be honest with you guys. The very first time I used this palette this year that I went back to panning this palette, I got mad. And I'm going to explain to you why I got mad. Because when I went in to use these two blushes, I put in my brush in both of these and I had hit pan in both of them. So if I would have continued to use these at least one more time, in 2020, I believe I started to pan this, I would have already hit pan on these. So it went rather quick. I'm also going to show you a picture of the blushes where it got on the edges and I couldn't get to it. So I actually repressed both of these and I was able to finish them off completely. So there is no more of these. These were beautiful mixed together. I really liked it. It gave me like a purple pink on my cheeks. I thought it was lovely. I had no complaints on it. And as you guys know, this palette is rather old, so it is powdery and it's easier for me to pan. So I did finish these early enough in the month that I was able to jump over to this blush that I already had pan. And as you guys can see, I don't know, I'll repost the photo up. There is more usage on this one. I completely used up this side of the blush. And I only have this side left. This is what I'm wearing on my cheeks today. This is the palette that I have been using. I have been using these blushes mixed in with other ones just to get more use out of my collection. I like to mix and match, as you guys know, to get everyone a fair use and to come up with new color combos that I would enjoy. So I have been mixing it with other blushes, but I don't see myself having an issue finishing that blush up by the next update, you guys. That means I am down 3 blushes. I'll probably be down 1 more and I only have these 2 left in the center. And these 2 left in the center are not bad. Those are colors that I rock anyway, regardless. So it's not going to be a chore for me to finish. So I'm very excited, you guys. This was awesome for me. This was such a good update. It makes me feel good that I'm able and I can see that I will finish this off early enough in the year where I can roll something else in, which I will be preparing for, analyzing your tallies of what I have been analyzing which one to choose. Obviously, you guys are choosing one, but I got to consider everything that I am panning in order to pick the right one to be successful. So this is where we're at, you guys, and I am so excited. The companion palette I chose this year is this one. This is from It Cosmetics Je ne sais quoi. This is a face palette that comes with 4 different face products in it. I'll show you a picture of where I was before and where I am currently now. This looks like I did nothing to it, but I genuinely did. Okay, so my goal was to start out with the pressed powder and then the bronzer. So here's what I learned after using this for a good month. If you guys can, I'm trying not to blind you guys with this mirror, which is like impossible. If you can see this powder, I have made some damage on this edge right here, so it has lowered down right there. The thing is, this is what I was concentrating on this past month. I realized that the reason why I never really liked this powder is because it leaves it just doesn't go with me. It just doesn't go. It makes my face a lot cooler tone and a lot more white base, so it never matches my neck. It just doesn't look right. No matter what I do, you can clearly see the difference between my face and my neck. And not just on camera, like sometimes where depending on the shirt that I'm wearing, like maybe today, you might be thinking that they're not matching, but they are. And then I stopped using it and I realized it was this powder. So what I'm gonna have to do is use this powder for under my eyes as a setting powder for under my eyes. But I am finishing off an Hourglass one right now that I'm almost done with. So I did not want to stop using that one to concentrate on this one. This is not in a project pan, but you guys, I am so close. Why would I stop using this to try to use this up when I can finish this off and actually call it an empty look? And look at this. I'm almost done with it. I'm literally just scraping the edges right here, and I should be done with this shortly. So I don't think that this is gonna be a problem getting started, but now that I am only using it under my eyes, especially when I get a tan, it's gonna really stick out. I have to be very careful with it. I don't think I'll probably even maybe hit pan by the end of the year at most. I don't think I'll finish it off, this powder. And I will say this, the two powders that I am using have no powder kick up at all, which is making it even more difficult for me to go through them a little bit faster. So that's where we stand on this one. So I'm gonna move on to the next one I wanted to use. Now, I was being stubborn and I wanted to at least hit pan on this bronzer. This is the Makeup Forever bronzer. I've been using this one since November, and there is no pan at all. I used this for 3 months. I decided, all right, Alex, put this one away and start concentrating on this bronzer. This is what I'm wearing today, and it's nice. It goes with me all year round. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I just wanted to try to hit pan on a single bronzer, but I've already let go of that idea and just started to use this one. You can see that I have used a lot of this. Again, these two have zero powder kick up. This is so firmly pressed. I'm literally digging in my brush in here to pick up product and to put it on my cheeks. And I can't I can continue to just put on, and it doesn't make me look like muddy or it's overdone. It's actually a really beautiful bronzer, but there's no powder kick up, so it's giving me a hard time. Just like this one. This one has no powder kick up. Again, that's why this one's taking me forever to hit pan on. So the two focus powders I chose, I realize have no powder kick up, and they're going to take me a little bit longer than what I expected. Now I did dabble into these two, the blush and the highlighter. These two have a ridiculous amount of powder kick up. I actually mixed the blushes in here with this one right here. The one that I'm currently trying to finish off in here, the orangey kind. I've been mixing it with this one, but this one, I literally just bounce my brush in there and there's so much powder kick up everywhere. So I have a feeling that this is gonna be a little bit easier to hit pan just as much as this highlighter. I'm also panning another highlighter, and I've been mixing it with this one because that one's more pink. This one is a little bit more of a neutral shade. So I've been mixing them both. Again, this one has a ton of powder kick up. So I've realized as I've used this more and more, what is going to go quicker, what is going to take me a little bit longer. So I'm still going to concentrate on this bronzer. It seems like the bronzer will be my #1 focus out of this palette. Overall, that's where I'm sticking to. And then everything else, once I'm done this powder, I'll start using this one for my under eyes. And then I'm just going to keep mixing my whatever it is that I'm panning or using for the day. I'll mix it with these two right here because I can see myself getting usage out of these just because these have so much powder kick up that it's not going to be hard to hit pan. It'll be a little bit more harder to get to that point because there's so much product in these. Okay, so for my goals for next month, you guys, my goal, there's so much powder going everywhere, you guys. I'm getting it all over the place. I want to finish Love Hangover, completely finish that off. I don't see myself having an issue with that one. The other blush that has a lot more usage is I Will Always Love You. This is the one that I've used the least, which is How Deep Is Your Love. And this one's more of a pink peach. That's perfect. This is more like my summer thing. So I debated on getting more usage on this one, but it makes more sense to finish this one off and try to finish this one off to only have this one left. So that's how I'm going to do it. 1, 2, and 3. So once I'm done this one, I'll bounce over to this one and then finish off with this one. My anticipated time frame for this to be done is I'm hoping by about June, I should be done with this palette and be able to roll something else in. So that's where I am anticipating, so long as nothing gets in the way, I'll be able to do that. And the best part is for the whole month of February, considering everything that has been going on in my life, my personal life, if you follow me on Instagram, I was able to put on makeup every single day in the month of February. Every single day. Even if it was just for a few hours because I had to take it off because I just was having one of those days I was crying, I still wore makeup because I would wake up bright and early to put it on to anticipate wearing it, but then obviously some things have changed throughout certain days of the month, but I was still able to put on makeup. So I am proud of myself for that because I was able to use 2 blushes up for that reason. My goals for this palette right here are going to be to stick to this bronzer. This will be my sole bronzer that I'll be using and continuing to use it. If I roll something, it'll be more of a usage, but this is where I want to concentrate on is this bronzer. I want to get more use out of these just whenever I can. And then this, start to use it once I'm done this. I'm sure in the month of March, I'll be done with this one. So then I'll start concentrating on this one to be able to hit pan on as well. So I'm still concentrating on these. I'm just changing how I'm doing my routine to be able to see more usage on this one because I do at least want to have 2 out of 4 pans by the end of the year, if possible. If I can get more, that's awesome. But that's my goal, at least with this palette, is to get 2 pans and continue to use as much as I possibly can. So there you guys have it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am excited to see where you guys are at with your face palettes. I've been having so much fun finding new people that are panning face palettes on Instagram as well as YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the videos on the screen for your enjoyment. Until then, adios.